We're going to start with maybe the top news item of the week, and that's DeAndre Hopkins being traded from the Tennessee Titans to the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs, of course, visit the Raiders on Sunday. I want to take you through the how, the why, the what here. And we can really start with the process the Chiefs went through to get here over the last few weeks. They've had a ton of injuries at the receiver spot. Hollywood Brown went down over the summer with a broken collarbone. They thought they were going to be able to get him back right around the opener. He suffered a setback. He is now likely, not certain, but likely to be out for the year. There's an outside chance they get him back at some point in the playoffs. They know they're going to be without Rashee Rice for the rest of the year. That much is set in stone. And so what they did the last couple of weeks after losing Rice and before losing Juju was they started to monitor the receiver market, and they wanted to get a look at what their team looked like with Juju and Xavier Worthy playing with Travis Kelce in the passing game. After going through a couple of weeks of that and Juju going down again, that's more of a short-term thing than a long-term thing. What they determined is they needed another weapon to play on the backside of Travis Kelce as an inside receiver, and that's what Hop gives them. And so coming out of last week's win over the Niners, in which they did not look great, they didn't look like, the old school Chiefs offense, they got aggressive. And so Tuesday afternoon, the call's made. The Chiefs call the Titans on Hopkins. They circle back about 9 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday night to work out the terms. The terms get worked out. They circle back Wednesday morning to finalize the deal, which included finalizing the terms of the escalator. So the escalator there, and what takes the pick from a fifth rounder to a fourth rounder, is if DeAndre Hopkins plays 60% of the snaps for the Chiefs over the rest of the year, and the Chiefs make it back to the Super Bowl. Okay, so the deal gets done. What does this mean for the Chiefs going forward? Well, I think a big part of it's going to be how DeAndre Hopkins assimilates the passing game and how he'll fit with Juju Smith-Schuster when Juju is ready to return, because both those guys, again, at this stage of their careers, are best utilized as inside weapons. The front office people actually went to the coaches and asked them before making the deal, can you use both of these guys at once? The answer they got back from the coaches was yes. They can be creative about it. Both those guys have played outside at times in their careers, so there is some flexibility there. Maybe not as much as there was when those guys were younger, but there still is some flexibility there. And they really wanted a guy who could be a reliable target. They went through it this week with Hop on Thursday and Friday, trying to figure out where he's at. Very impressed with his hands, his catch radius. They felt like his football IQ was off the charts. He was picking things up very quickly, especially as a guy who didn't really have much experience in this type of offense in the past. And then they wanted to put him through a full speed practice on Friday, which they did, to try to determine exactly what sort of workload they're going to give him on Sunday against the Raiders. They have packages in for him. They put those in on Thursday. And again, they went through the plan to try to finalize how much he's going to play there on Friday. I'd expect to see a good amount of DeAndre Hopkins on Sunday. Maybe not the full boat, but a good amount of DeAndre Hopkins there on Sunday. A lot to be excited about if you're a Chiefs fan, looking at the idea of adding a player like that, because he's not what he was before, but the Chiefs have shown an ability to get a little bit more out of this sort of player as he comes back. Juju Smith-Schuster, I think, is the best recent example of it. He comes back from the Patriots, and he looks like the player he was a couple of years ago for the Chiefs. I think they see the same sort of thing happening with Hopkins, where they can revitalize his career a little bit.